In this video I'm going to talk you through the files Traffic Equalizer creates and what to be aware of when looking through them. So here's the folder where I created, which I chose as the output location for Traffic Equalizer. And let me resize this a little. And I had 249 keywords, and Traffic Equalizer also creates some extra files. So here, as you can see down the bottom, it says 253 objects. So there's some extra files there which I'll talk you through. And here, if you click on name, you see there's a little arrow appears there pointing upwards. You can sort this list alphabetically by name, so the numbers come first, and then if we scroll down, the A's come next, and so on. And this is convenient because, for example, if you want to see the files, each one of these is a file. So if you want to see the files which start with I, you can just click anywhere and then press the I key on the keyboard, and it takes you down to the I's, as you can see. That's a nice shortcut. So if we scroll up to the top, these files, these are called the results pages, and I chose this format. These are basically one web page gets created for each keyword phrase you have. And you can see the keyword phrase becomes part of the name in this case I chose to have a hyphen in between each keyword. So let's take this one, 32-inch plasma television. So that was the keyword phrase this web page was automatically created from with Traffic Equalizer. And remember that Traffic Equalizer gets information and then stuffs them into the templates you have to create these web pages. So you choose the format with the templates, and then Traffic Equalizer picks the content. So let's open this results page. Okay, it's opened, and this is how it looks initially. This is how it looks using the default Traffic Equalizer template. And it's, as you can see, it's fairly untidy. It definitely needs work. But you could say the main points of this web page are, as mentioned, it's a results page, so it was created around just one of the keyword phrases, in this case 32-inch plasma television. That keyword appears, where it appears depends on how you've set up your templates, but in this case it appears in the title at the top of the page in large letters. And if you want to look into this more, you can of course go view page source and see the code of the page as well, if you're familiar with HTML. And as you can see, if we look at the meta description tag, the keyword's even been added there. Okay, let's close this. So it appears throughout the page, as you can see. There's space for an advert here. So you can enter a link here or description there to a plasma TV site, for example, in this instance. And if you scroll down, basically what Traffic Equalizer does is, for the results pages, which are the main pages which would get search engine traffic, as mentioned, it creates one results page for each keyword phrase, and for that keyword phrase it creates a number of entries like this, which looks like it basically creates what looks like directory pages, a directory of useful sites. So as you can see, and you can choose how many directory listings appear here. I personally chose 20. And looking through some of these directory listings, As you see, they're all relevant to the keyword phrase. And I chose in the traffic equalizer settings to randomize the order in which these appeared. And as you can see, it bolds wherever the keyword phrase appears in the directory listings here. They're bolded, as you can see. And that's also an option of traffic equalizer which I talked through. So if we scroll down, we can see some more listings. And that's actually a mistake, so that would have to be removed as well, or changed in the template in the first instance, and then the website recreated, and a link to home, and a link to the index page. So that in a nutshell is the results pages. They're basically directory pages in the format you choose, and of course you can change the format when you change the templates. They're directory pages focused around one specific keyword phrase, and then a results page is created for each keyword phrase. So that's how Traffic Equalizer creates the content for these pages, and that's why the content of these pages is so focused on one particular keyword phrase that it greatly improves your chances of listing high in the search engines for this particular phrase. Okay, so going back to the output folder. So these are all results pages, as you can see. If I now click here and just press the I key on the keyboard to take me down to the I's, so index1.html. Let me double click that so it opens up in the browser. Okay. This is called the index page, but really it's more of a sitemap page because it links to other pages on the site. And I chose to have a maximum of 500 listings in the index pages. So basically all my pages, all my results pages are linked to here, as you can see, with their appropriate keyword phrase text. So this is the index page, and if we keep scrolling down, okay. So here, for example, 50 big screen TV, if I click there, that should take me to the results page for that keyword phrase. So let's go back. So every single results page is linked to from here. So you can say this is the most important page to get into the search engines, because once this page is in the search engines, it links to all the other pages on your site. And back to the output folder. Let's press S to take us down to the sitemap, sitemap.html. Double click. Okay, not particularly helpful, it's just basically got a link to home and to the index page. And I would say the index page is really more of a sitemap page. So let's go back to the folder. I can quite happily delete the sitemap file. And then press I, go to the index file. I'm going to rename it to, actually let me do that again, just select it and choose edit. Excuse me, that's the wrong menu. I'm on the file menu, and then I want to choose, let's try again. Okay, let's do that again. Actually the easiest way is just to click on it once, right click, and choose rename. And then I'm going to rename it to sitemap.html, because I feel it's the most, it really is the sitemap because it links to all the results pages on the site. And it's important to note, you can choose the number of entries in your index pages, I chose, as mentioned, I chose 500, and there's only 249, I think, keyword phrases, so these are all listed on a single page. But if I was to instead have said I only want 50 listings on each index page, this would have been broken up, this list would have been broken up over multiple index pages. And unless you're dealing in thousands of keyword phrases, as mentioned, I generally do a maximum of 500 keyword phrases per site. So I generally have all my results pages linked to from a single index page in this way, by choosing a maximum of 500 listings per index page. But again, of course, you can play around with different settings in Traffic Equalizer and see what works best for you and what you prefer. So going back to the output folder. And the last file to talk you through is, okay, if we press the S key, should take us there. Actually, excuse me, slight mistake, I want to press the X key. There it is, XML sitemap. And that's a Google sitemap to help your website get spidered into Google. And it's beyond the scope of this video to talk you through Google sitemaps. But as you can see, Traffic Equalizer creates a sitemap for you in XML format. And if you go to, okay, I've got the web page open here. That's the address, google.com/webmasters/sitemaps/login. Let's try that again, yeah. That's the full address. Alternatively, you can just go to Google and type in Google Sitemaps. And of course this should be result number 1. So there's a lot of information there about how that feature of Google works. So that's an introduction to all the files that Traffic Equalizer creates and how I personally start working with them.